It's episode 55, July 2022, the latest tech and apps your business needs. Welcome to the new mini-series with Pascal Fintoni from the Two Geeks and a Marketing podcast. He has agreed once a month to come and share a month's worth of research and share with you today this month's top tech and apps that your business and marketing department needs. This month, we focus on video production and marketing. There will be a link in the show notes to all the apps. Please enjoy the episode. Thanks for being a fab listener, and ensure you don't miss the next episode, and support me by subscribing and telling your friends. Welcome to the Johnny Ross audio experience. I'm Johnny Ross, founder and digital marketing strategist of Fleek Marketing. Each podcast I'll be bringing you an expert to inspire you, to give you some great business growth takeaways, and to get you thinking about marketing and the bigger picture of how businesses can improve, adapt and grow. I look forward to sharing this with you on each podcast, so here we go. Hello and welcome. It's July. We're doing our top tech apps. And we've got the one and only Pascal Fintoni with us. How are you, Pascal?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for the invitation. And can I just say this introduction? It's so uplifting. Well done, you.
Well, it's great to be here, and we're live on LinkedIn, we are live on YouTube, we're live in the Facebook group. You may be listening to the podcast, so thanks for joining us, thanks for listening. We're going to be focusing on video marketing and video production. Pascal, you've got your own podcast, the Two Geeks and a Marketing podcast. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yes, so we are about to celebrate our second year of production. Roger Edwards and myself, we launched this to essentially keep boredom at bay when the pandemic started 2 years ago. And our role is to bring you up to date with the latest news, tech content and wisdom from the world of marketing and filmmaking. And one of the segment in the podcast, Johnny, is looking at the latest tech and apps that can make life easier as a content creator. And to date, we've reviewed about 320 different kind of options. We won't go through all of them today, I hasten to add, but so you're going to have a good selection.
But yeah, what you've agreed is that once a month you sort of take the best of the best and we share them with this audience, the people that are watching and listening right now. If you are live with us, let us know. If you've got questions, please do let us know as well. As I said, this is going to be focusing on video production and video marketing. We've got 5 sections. We always finish with our random selection at the end, which I always like. So without further ado, I don't know if you want to get started. We will start with our capturing ideas and planning. I think you had some slides you were going to bring up. I can't see them right now. I don't know if that's...
It's coming right now. And so thank you again for leading to the planning because it's really quite important. So we've pretty much completed the first 6 months of the year, everybody. You know, this is the first half of 2022. It's just gone. And I think the summer month, Johnny, is going to be perfect to start to reflect and plan on the next execution of video content. Could be case studies. Maybe you're going to start maybe a vlog. Maybe you want to do like a summary of your achievements for the first 6 months of the year. That could be a new team members have joined you. There's so many different messages you want to put together. And all those ideas should not stay in your head, Johnny. They should go into a central document. And my recommendation to begin with is to actually use Google Keep, probably one of the best kept secret from the Google kind of account. You know, we all know about the Google Business Profile. We all know about all the other kind of options. But Google Keep is just a wonderful note-taking and note-sharing platform. So you can start to drop information to a checklist format. You can put some visual to start the beginning of a storyboard. But my point is that your ideas and your deliberation when it comes to the next videos will come to you over the next few days and even few weeks, not in one kind of meeting, in only one sitting. So what you can do as a team leader, start the conversation by all means with your colleagues, but then open a Google Keep folder and let people to drop all those ideas. And then what you can do is start to organize them and put them into a bit of a structure. So once you've got all those ideas and you have obviously the beginning of a storyline, the next thing you need to do in true video production fashion is to put together the list of the scenes, or what we called a shot list. And I came across this amazing platform called Boords, Boords. And Boords are essentially a community of filmmakers from Los Angeles, but they're also giving away a free template using Google Sheet, which is a shot list template. So what you do, look at your ideas, look at the videos that you want to create, and take the time to plan the different scenes one by one. That will save you hours on the day in terms of filming, and you'll be also very, very grateful, because when it comes to the editing, you're going to fly through. So from the shot list, Johnny, which are essentially words to express the different scenes, it is actually quite helpful sometimes to sketch what those scenes could look like. It can really help you save time. And there's a company called Milanote. I'm saying it the Italian way because I just assumed they came from there. I could be completely wrong. And they have a free as well as a paid for, but they have a free online storyboard creator. And anyone who's tried listening today and watching, anyone that's tried to do a video without planning, without storyboarding, know how much you regret. Because what happens, Johnny, is when it comes to editing, there are things missing, and your story doesn't quite work. So storyboarding is very, very important, and Milanote gives you the free creator. If, like me, you cannot draw, I mean, when I do the work, it's a source of much hilarity when people check my storyboarding. I do by hand. So if you can't draw like me, you're lucky, because Milanote will give you actually graphics, pre-made graphics that you can organize in terms of almost like post-it notes and cards, and just understand, how the story is going to flow, and help you spot the scenes that are missing. We've all been there, watching a film where the scenes or the story seems to jump a bit too much. It's because usually they've missed out on the storyboarding element. Just very quickly, in terms of planning, sometime we also need to either show what we mean instead of just using words or hand movement like me, or sometimes we need some extra video footage because we missed it, at the planning stage. Can I remind people that pexels.com, better known for free photography, is also available to you for free stock videos, and the library of contributors is growing all the time.
Excellent. I'm loving this storyboard one. That looks really cool indeed. And I can see how that can be very helpful. So we've covered capturing ideas and planning, and this is all about video production, video marketing. Do I hear that sound might be next?
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And that's something that many of our viewers and listeners watching live on replay will know. Your heart will be broken many a time because the sound is poor, not because the video clip or the image is not working for you. So a few things to consider, and this is only a selection from Roger Edwards and I from the Two Geeks and Marketing podcast. We've mentioned a lot more than what you're going to hear in a moment. But the first thing to do is maybe think about using your phone. Mobile phones, particularly the most recent one, are incredible at audio capture. They also do a very good job in removing background noises, Roger, which is Johnny, which is really quite surprising. So a recommendation amongst many is Voice Record Pro, used by journalists as well as radio hosts and so on. Voice Record Pro is an app for on Android and the iPhone as well. I've done the research, and it's available for both platforms. And if you are able to watch the screenshot, it gives you a bit of a dashboard as though you're using a professional on deck. You can see the decibels and everything kind of working for you. But the file you're getting back is perfect as well. If you're not out and about, you may be able to use your computer. So Audacity, mentioned before on this show, but I think it's worthy of being brought back again. We have there a free open source platform that can record, that can edit, that can even clean up your audio and give you something you can use moving forward. Another selection, this is the one that I use, called Audio Hijack. Audio Hijack has a small fee, but very, very low. And what is lovely about this one, Johnny, is you can actually get the audio from different sources. You could actually be on the Zoom call. You could be on your phone. You could also have somebody maybe live on the live streaming platform, and you can essentially capture the audio from all those sources at the same time, hence the name Audio Hijack. I'm a big fan, as you can tell. The one thing that I wanted to look at, and Roger has been really at the forefront of that, is looking at the tech. The microphones that we need, it's sometimes quite cumbersome. You've got cables, you've got all sort of things going on. And we'll be looking at is more the Bluetooth type of microphone. And there's a company called Sabintake who've released recently a Smart Mic Plus, which is literally a Bluetooth microphone. So all you have to do is get a microphone. It will sync to your phone, to your computer, to even cameras nowadays. And it looks a bit like a pen, so you can put it in your breast pocket and just record your audio, and will feed automatically to your device. And those kind of mics, Bluetooth mics, are going to be created more and more. The price is going to go down all the time. And I think that could be the last kind of obstacle for all of us in terms of capturing good audio.
Well, yeah. I saw Audacity there. I use Audacity. I love Audacity. But you've piqued my interest in a couple of the other apps that you just showed there. For those that have just joined us, or if you're listening, watching right now, we're doing video production and video marketing this month. Pascal Fintoni from Two Geeks and a Marketing Podcast is delighted to be here and share some of the best apps and tech that your business should be using to grow and to just use digital better, really. So we're focusing on video. We've covered, so far, we've covered capturing ideas and planning. We've covered capturing sound. Is it capturing video next, Pascal?
Indeed, capturing and potentially editing video, or certainly getting you to a point where the files that you've got are already on their way to create a great story. So using smartphones again to begin with, can I just remind people of Vlogit by a company called Filmora. This is still to this day a powerful app. I say to this day because it's been released many years ago, but I don't think it's been well kind of marketed or distributed. So available again on Android and iPhones. And not only can you capture good video files, but you can start to stitch them together so that you are already like a pre-edited content before you move on to maybe your laptop. The one thing I like about Vlogit, they give you access to pre-made kind of openers and closers, as we call them in a video production style. The animated intro, they also have a library of stickers and so on. So you can really do something that you can maybe release to begin with on social media, and then have some time behind the scenes to create the final product on the computer. Vlogit is one option. The one that Roger really likes from Two Gigs and Marketing Podcast is InShot. And I would agree that it is really quite an impressive both video capturing and video editing platform for your mobile phone. Once again, available on Android and the iPhone. What is nice about InShot, they put a lot of work on overlays and special effects. Again, so that you can create maybe a teaser version of what's coming for social media before you move on to your computer and your laptop. Let's continue with probably the one that people should know about as you make your way through, let's say, the low-level entry options. Filmic Pro. Roger spotted that they have released yet more features. Now, Filmic Pro will literally transform your mobile phone into a professional camera. They have all the settings, they have all the filters, they have all the ways to control aperture, speed, and so on and so forth. It takes a while to learn all the options I'll give you, Johnny, but it's really something that people should consider moving into maybe 6-12 months after using things like Vlogit and InShot. I want to close very quickly with this idea of recording your computer screen as well, and by extension, of course, doing some early editing. So we mentioned on the show, Johnny, remember Loom, we mentioned Screencastify. Another one with the title of Awesome Screenshot and Screen Recorder. I mean, you can't make it any clearer. I reckon these people went on an SEO course or something. So Awesome Screenshot and Screen Recorder, as the name would indicate, can allow you to record your computer screen for maybe a tutorial, for maybe actually a scene. So let me give an example. Recently, a customer did a kind of 6-month review. So this was the first 6 months of the year. We were looking at the first half of the year. And he'd been a guest on quite a few podcasts and live streaming shows. So what we did was record 10 seconds of those different guest appearances and put them together into his show reel. And we use Awesome Screenshot and Screen Recorder for that.
Nice idea. I like it. So we're covering the best top apps and tech for your business. This month, being July, we're focusing on video production and video marketing, and this is a passion of yours. Your video is your background. That's what you really love getting your teeth into, isn't it, Pascal?
Completely. So I had almost two lives, back maybe 10, 20 years ago, where during the day I was a online marketing consultant, and evenings and weekends I was a filmmaker. I had the pleasure to get the support from friends and family and professionals to produce 2 feature films. And then I launched a video production company. I then launched, as you may remember, in 2013, the first video marketing courses in the north of England, and soon to be a film marketing academy as well.
Brilliant. It's the whole film production sounds really cool.
Thank you very much. What we're going to do now is move on then to editing on the computer, because there's a lot you can do on the mobile phones, and they impress me no end. But eventually, for that really clean finish and for more control, we're going to be using the laptop. So names that have been mentioned before, but it's really worth reminding people. First option. And these are options, Johnny, for people who are not really video editors. And I've chosen them especially for the simplicity, yet how powerful they are. So the first one is We Video, we as in us, W-E, We Video. They have an incredible editing software full of tutorials and support, and they really make it easy for you to tell your story in a very visual way. My preferred option, this is just, personal, and I think that's the whole point about this list, Johnny. People will try all those things, and you will find the option that just you like best. But I much prefer Wondershare by Filmora. Again, Filmora was mentioned with Vlogit for the mobile phone, but Wondershare, Filmora, I think they're on to number 10 or 11 version now. What an incredible video editing software. And you literally have the pro options that you would see in other more expensive software, but they have been simplified in terms of usage, and the cost is really quite negligible for what you're getting. So Wondershare by Filmora, as well as We Video, worthy of your consideration. Now, sound and music. Music is an important part of your storytelling. And Roger Edwards is a huge, huge fan of epidemic sound. So I thought I would mention it here. And certainly if you know of Roger Edwards, Vlog, and all the other work that he's done on this podcast, you know that he uses music extensively. And what I will say is that the music is good. It's not cheesy or corny at a point where you want to quickly finish watching the video. It will keep your audience engaged. For my part, I've been in touch with people from Premium Beat for some years now that were recently bought by Shutterstock. And I'm going to put in the show notes for you, Johnny, their library of free video assets. We're talking free music, free special effects, free video clips, the whole thing. Literally, it's so vast, it would be quite impossible to use all of them, which shows, how generous they've been with their time. And lots of plugins as well, lots of things you can do for transitions and more that can really make sure that your story is told in a very unique and personal way.
Well, we've covered the 4 segments so far, which is capturing ideas and planning, then capturing sound, then capturing video. We've just been covering editing the sound and the video. So, of course, it leads us to segment number 5, which is the random selection.
Which just so happens to become your favorite. It was more a kind of finding ways to mention things, but I didn't know which category they should belong into. But let's begin with this one. So for people who are using TikTok as part of their marketing and sales, Roger came across this great app called TikSave, which will allow you to download the TikTok video. And that's actually very helpful, because back to this idea of doing a roundup, back to this idea of reusing and repurposing your content, you put all that effort into the short form storytelling of TikTok, and it's just a one-off, really. What about if it could be reused and inserted into a long form content? TikSave, I think, could be your friend on this one. We talked about capturing screen, talked about maybe capturing yourself during tutorial, going live. So the webcam is going to become an important part of your investment. And Rogers found what I deem to be the best webcam to date, the Razer Kaio Pro. It is an important one to consider because it works superbly in a low light condition. I know that right now the weather is improving and we have better natural light, but ultimately it won't last. So we need to consider what to do if we go back to Zoom meetings, live streaming, and so on. And you don't want to necessarily invest or learn about how to use cameras and the likes. The Razer Kaio Pro could be one worthy of your consideration. Going back to mobile phones and making your video clip more interesting, how about a system that can help you be tracked? So imagine that you position your mobile phone on a stand, but as you move around, the stands will pivot to keep track and keep you in frame at all times. That would be quite interesting. The company is called Pivo, short for pivot, I reckon, and it's like this little motion tracking device the size of your fist. You position your mobile phone, you connect via the app, the pivoting system, and the mobile phone, and you'll be tracked. So you can make some of those lovely shots you see sometimes in the news or in documentaries or travel journal, where the individuals is either walking from left to right or walking towards the camera, and you'd be kept in shot, which I think is a lovely find again by Roger Edwards. I want to finish on a very special mention to yarn.co, and this is one, it's just for you, Johnny. Now, yarn.co, yarn spelled YARN.co, is a search engine for clips based on keywords. So if you put a keyword, it would research the vast library of TV series, movies, and music videos and match essentially your words to the dialogue. So I did a search for your first name, Johnny, on yarn.co, and spelt your way. We know that you are now mentioned on Curb Your Enthusiasm, in Chalet Girl, in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a great movie, and in Pain and Gain. So you could have your own kind of gift stroke and short clip with your name on it, which I think is very fitting because you are that kind of guy, very generous at heart, but always looking out for trouble.
Oh, I'm loving this website. Yarn.co. Fantastic. That's going to give me something to play with at the weekend. Thank you.
Absolutely.
What a brilliant roundup, as always. Fantastic apps. And great to have them. So that's really kind of you to have shared, Pascal. Thank you.
No problem at all.
Yeah. So that was the video marketing, video production. And what we'll do is we'll put in the show notes, we'll have a link to all of the different apps. Pascal, thank you so much for sharing these with us. If you're listening or watching right now and you want to find Pascal, best way to find him, I believe, is just Googling Pascal Fintoni.
Yeah, with a name like mine, I can't hide so easily on the interweb. So, and remember that, once again, thank you for the invitation for us to highlight our discoveries from Two Geeks and Martin podcast from Roger and I.
But for now, that is it. Please do join us again next time. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. Make sure you give us a review. Let us know what you think of the podcast. But that's it for now. See you all soon. Take care. Cheers, Pascal. You've been listening to the Johnny Ross audio experience. Thanks so much for joining me. If you want to continue the conversation, head over to my website, fleek.marketing, or find me on LinkedIn. That's all for today. Please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, tag me in your social media posts, and please leave me a review on iTunes. It will make a huge difference for me. I will see you soon.